Thank you very much, Scott, for this in-depth review of your album. But as if you were not just doing this year, following the reissue of South Atlantic Blues last week? I think it was.
Yes.
Um, you just released a song which is linked to your rock opera soon, and that song is called It Won't Be Long. Could you maybe talk about the circumstances that led you to reunite with this song? Because it's not part of the opera of itself, I believe. Am
No,
I?
it is. It is.
Oh, is it?
It is. Um, I know that the promo says that Scott released this. Scott didn't. Scott's manager and the record company were looking through demos, and God bless them. They seem to be really attuned to my work. They seem to be true believers. They found this demo of the end song and tune called It Won't Be Long. Actually, it's a duet, and it's perhaps twice as long as the demo. And they decided they wanted to release it because they love it. And I could say, no, don't release it. Let's keep it in obscurity. Or, yeah, release it by all means. So I'm trying consciously to not keep things in obscurity.
Yeah.
The point of it is that you hear it, and then the circuit is complete.
Yeah. So it's the end song of the opera, of the rock opera, you're
Yes,
saying.
yes.
Right. So can I just
Well,
ask you maybe, what came upon you that you decided to do a rock opera of all things? Because that's pretty, at that stage, it's pretty unheard of. Maybe remind
well,
us the years, is it 68, 9?
we wrote it in 68, 69.
Yeah.
It was we wanted to do a follow-up that we thought would be as important and meaningful as South Atlantic Blues. We being me and Kukulis. Kukulis and I. We were in New York. We had recently been signed to Tommy Volando Music, which was a publisher of many, many Broadway scores. I had written a song called The Hideaway that was fairly deep and dramatic. And Joe and I are playing it for the professional managers of the publishing company. And so they say, wow, Scott, what's that song? And Joe says, that's part of an opera we're writing. Really? Yeah, we're writing a rock opera. And the professional manager said, really? How exciting. Can't wait to hear more. So I can make up all kinds of BS, but that's the practical genesis.
Right.
So after they leave the room, I said, what the heck are you talking about?
We better write an opera now.
Yeah. So so we quickly saw the opportunity of using that format, which of course we knew nothing about. Our favorite thing was West Side Story, which is a good reference point, but
Yes.
all I'd seen live was The Owl and the Pussycat, which is a two-person drama with touches of comedy, and Joe'd seen Peter Pan, the movies or something.
Ambition, though. You've got to have ambition.
Unlimited. Oh no, we are not. I'm not lacking in that.
Hmm.
No, we could do it. We knew we could do it, and it's nice to have people think, nah, you're just two street kids. You can't do that, and we knew we could,
All right.
and we did. And we wrote something really, really meaningful, and that was our undoing. We didn't realize that we were supposed to write a toe-tapping entertainment.
Ah,
Um, we wrote something that our original title for was The Message. That's what we wrote.
the message.
A rock opera called The Message.
Right.
It happened that we wrote the song Soon, that the manager sang from his point of view, and Soon that Kelly, the young protagonist, sang from his point of view. Same melody, different content completely. Um, and the producer's wife heard that and said, you know, that may be a much better title for the piece. The conflict between these two and the art and the commerce. And so we went with Soon, but the message seemed like it might have been a bit heavy. And these people were going to Broadway, and Kukulis and I really didn't care about that. We wanted to make a record.
Yeah.
And we went to Broadway and we didn't make a record ever, and got fired. I was signed to Epic Records in those days. Did two nice singles for them. Have you heard I Am?
Yes, I love I Am.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love Circles as well, as you know.
Yeah. Well, Circles I wrote after we were fired from Soon. You know, I did the lead, but we would not make the changes that they wanted. And so I was fired from the lead. The director, Robert Greenwald, Joe Kukulis, and I were fired as the writers and barred from the theater. And the whole thing is that Soon was about the conflict between art and commerce, and how commerce can destroy the message, and how a commercial message takes the place of a more heartfelt and human-based message.
So can I just ask you a bit more detail about
Yeah.
the content of Soon, as in, if that was an opera or is an opera, how long is it?
100 minutes.
Right, so it's about an hour and what? 100 minutes.
40
An
minutes.
hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then is it built into several acts or
Two acts.
two acts? And
Yeah,
how
we did it in two acts with a 10-minute intermission. It
right.
was it was done on Broadway. And we were barred and fired, and then they brought new people in and tried to make an entertainment, and it ran for one night and
Right.
closed.
And how
But
many
then I did it again in Los Angeles. I did it.
on your
Greenwald. Yeah. So that is the format the Hollywood production
Right, so
that
that's the one.
that we're gonna use for
Yes,
the recording.
okay. So how about the cast? How many people, how many characters are there in this opera?
Well, on Broadway, see, the Broadway thing is split into two realities. The part where Joe and I and Robert were the creators and did all the angel parties and the rehearsals and and the production, and the place where we were fired and barred because there's a different director, there's a different lead. They brought in a different writer after that. So when we were putting our production together, our thing was find the best singers. And we had some great singers on Broadway. Vicky Sue Robinson had been with us did all the angel parties with us. Nell Carter, who won an Emmy for Ain't Misbehaving, has a single, had a feature song in Soon that she killed. Marian Ramsey, another fantastic singer. Lita Galloway, who is really one of the unsung singers of our time. And Singer Williams and on and on. Peter Allen, Joe from the Loving Spoonful. Richard Gere was my understudy. We just had great singers. I think there were maybe 12 or 15 people in the cast on Broadway because we had people playing the executives and we had a full cast. In California, I think we did it with a cast of 8.
Right.
And a band. And basically it's the story of a street singer that attracts a number of other like-minded musicians, and they are discovered by Sweet Henry, who is a beautiful jive ass manager, based on many jive ass managers that we know and love, kind of. And groupies, which without groupies there's no musicians.